Hello. So it is my 6-month anniversary from ACDF surgery. I had ACDF of C4 to C7 back on August 24th. If you've watched my videos, you've seen kind of the highs and lows. And you guys wanted an update, so I had a whole bunch of tests done. And anyway, what it looks like is after the nerve test that I had done, it does seem to show that the issues that I'm having in my hand are coming from my cervical spine. Oh my God. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna look at now. That's all you're gonna look at now too. So yeah, kind of sucks. If you have watched my entire video series, it started from, you know, oh my God, where do I start? It basically started with me being upset and postponing a surgery for almost 2 years. So I was pretty active. I was in martial arts and car accidents, not my fault. But yeah, I was a pretty active person, and it wasn't until about almost 2 years ago that after seeing a chiropractor, yeah, they adjusted me and I basically went like almost paralyzed on my left side. It was in that process that I was able to get an MRI of my cervical spine, actually the whole spine, and basically found out that I was born with a cervical stenosis. And for those of you that don't know it, but you probably know because you're on this video, it just basically means a narrowing of the spine. And lucky me, I do things in extremes, so I have a really narrow spine. And with all of the martial arts and everything else, I had a lot of degeneration and discs, like bulging discs and what have you. I am 38 years old. I'm from Philly. And I went to Rothman. So what ended up happening was after the first go around, the doctor was like, you need surgery. And I was like, no, I don't. Because my symptoms kind of resolved after like a bunch of steroids and what have you. So I was good for about 1.5 years. And then all of a sudden I started having some issues with like slowness in my fingers. And it kind of freaked me out. So I went back to the doctor and he was just like, yeah, you need the surgery. And if you, again, if you've seen in my past videos, a lot of people end up getting this surgery because of how much pain that they're in. And recently I experienced what that pain is like. It sucks. Nerve pain is terrible. And I think nerve pain sometimes can be worse than muscle pain, but everything just sucks. Chronic pain just sucks. So like I said, I went back to the doctor because my left side, I, started getting that numbness and tingling again. So you get the surgery to prevent permanent damage and nerve issues and paralysis, things like that. They don't guarantee pain relief, but they usually say like if you get this surgery done, like you should be good. But I was scared because I couldn't find any videos of people my age that had multi-level. I saw people like that were in their like 40s or 50s that had like 1 or 2 levels done, and yay. But a lot of videos were like, this wasn't good. I don't like what happened. I'm having more pain. So things scared me away. I am a licensed clinical social worker by trade, so I understand that you do need to do some research, and I was reading clinical journals and everything. And I also know that people tend to make videos or write reviews when things are bad versus when they're good. And I was like, my intention is to make some really positive videos that are helpful, funny, but also real in my journey instead of just like, be scared. So if you remember, I was super scared leading up to it, and then I was just like, just trust the process. So I had the surgery, I made some videos of like the day, 5 days, things like that, and I was great. Then I had some muscle pain and some back pain, and then I did some weird shit, and I don't know. I was scared, and that got the best of me. So my anxiety definitely got the best of me, and once I got hold of that, felt better. And it was around, I think, like the 3-month mark that I was feeling fabulous. I had my independence back. I was able to drive. I was like motivated. COVID obviously didn't really help anything, but I was able to kind of go hiking and stuff. So I think my last video or the 2 before that, I don't remember because I don't know. Anyway, so I went hiking on, I think, December 13th, and then December 14th, I think it was, I lifted a pretty heavy box. And I was told that I was pretty much in the clear of like lifting and I can go back to normal activities. And I think I was like just shy of like 4 months or 5 months. I don't remember. Anyway, so what ended up happening, it just felt weird. The doctor's like, you're probably okay. But then all of a sudden I had severe nerve pain from my armpit down to my fingers. And I mean so severe where it just was non-stop. Like it was the most chronic, intense pain that I've ever had. None of my pain meds worked. I did have some Mother Nature's medicine and that helped. So totally pro 420 and medical marijuana, things like that. That significantly helped. And then I think a day later, I had to go for an epidural or something. And I didn't really feel any difference from the time that I did my thing. But the intense pain was just insane. So I almost feel like it was like the ulnar nerve and a couple other things. So the epidural, I don't know if it did anything. However, since then, knock on wood, I've not had that like intense pain. It was just shitty. However, as I mentioned in my one video, half of my palm is numb and it goes like all the way up my forearm. And then to the other side. So, oh, and I fell on ice. Yeah, good, lucky me. But these two fingers are numb and it's more severe on my pinky. So I totally don't have like feeling at all in my pinky. I don't really have much strength, so I'm still dropping stuff. Some days I drop things on my right hand, but according to the nerve test doctor yesterday, he said that my right hand is probably like carpal tunnel. So that's good, I guess, because I think that surgery is pretty easy. But he does say that the left hand side, is coming from the cervical spine. What that means, if you've been following, oh, and there's the scar, yay. If you've been following my stuff, what that means is it's likely that I'm gonna have to go for a laminectomy. And that one, my doctor says, is like 20 times more painful. The recovery is harder. So I was already super scared about the first one, and now this idea is just really freaking me out. My doctor did admit that he has not done this procedure on anyone my age. So I think I want to call John Hopkins. If anybody is watching this from John Hopkins, I would love to have like a consult. Again, I'm 38 years old. I had C4 to C7 done. Right now, C8 is like all screwed up, and that's what they think the nerve issue is between C8 and T1. And it looks like I'm gonna need a laminectomy, which is basically where they go through the back of the neck. They cut through all the muscle to get to the spine, and they are going to remove bone structures, I guess, from my neck in hopes that it reduces some pressure on my spinal cord. Because since my spinal column is pretty tight to begin with, I can't really create space, and you know, they can't really fuse more than 3 or 4 levels. So by removing the bony structures, I think the idea is that it allows more space so that if any other bulges occur, they're not hitting my spinal cord. I don't know. But in my brain, like, I just can't fathom the idea of cutting through all the neck muscles. Like, I don't know what to expect. So again, just like my beginning videos of like fear of this surgery, and it ended up being okay minus whatever this is. It's like that idea of like, why didn't we just do this first? Obviously it's a more extreme surgery, and you know, they thought that they could do all of it with this one, and it was really good for a while. But lucky me, with the stenosis, it's not really that predictable. So if anybody has any information, if you've gone through the surgery, let me know. I'm not looking forward to it. Like I said, I am looking for a second opinion. And I think John Hopkins might be a good place to start. But yeah, it just sucks. You know, I'm not in a lot of pain. I am still on meds. I see my pain doctor tomorrow. I think the goal is still to like get off of like the opiate. I hardly take that, but I'm still on it just because I've been on it for so long, that we're probably gonna get off of that. And I'm on Neurontin or gabapentin, but it does make your eyes blurry. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about it. But yeah, I think that most of the stuff that I'm experiencing is nerve pain. I'm kind of getting acclimated to it. The cold sucks. Like when it's really cold out, it just really affects it. It makes it like more intense. The dropping of things, the not knowing where my pinky is at, like it's getting caught in stuff and I'm just waiting for it to like break because I don't know where it's at some days. But the dropping of things, that's getting annoying. And I guess the other concern I have is how long can I go with this before it becomes permanent? And then the other idea is like, can I deal with it enough where I don't want to get the surgery? I don't know. Like, I don't know what the risk is. So I have an appointment with my surgeon. I think he's going to call me, so I don't think I actually have an appointment. So I think he has to call me after he gets the report, where he's basically to say like, hey, it's kind of up to you, but this is what I'm recommending. And I had to do some research. So a lot of you have asked for my updates, and you guys were so awesome. Like, I'm sorry I was all tearful and what have you in the last one, but it just sucked. Like, the pain was bad, and then, yeah, I think my last video was New Year's Day or something. So yeah, sorry for that. So that's my update. Pain is tolerable. Some days are worse than others, but knock on wood, I'm fairly okay. I think also the attitude about it is helpful. Not just being like, woe is me. I am still in that mindset a little bit. Like, I'm still nervous to go for like certain walks and to like be a little bit extreme and exercise. Like, I can't do sit-ups anymore because like I still have pain in my neck. And I guess with whatever this is, like, it just seems like the more active I am in the cleaning, like it just, I don't know, it aggravates it. And it just sucks because it feels like I get better and then I have a setback and I have to wait for the setback to then get back to doing things. But all in all, I know that having that first surgery was beneficial because at least those discs are secured in a way, so I don't have to worry about those, like, because it was really bad. I almost want to like upload, but I'm not tech savvy. I was gonna like upload like an image of my MRI. But no, you guys have been really awesome. The private messages that you had sent me, I like that, you know, I was able to help some of you guys decide to like go for your surgery, or at least to have somebody to collaborate with and be like, you know, I'm scared, or I'm doing well, or I'm having the same stuff. I don't regret having it, like I said. Just sucks that I'm here because overall, like in my brain, I feel like I'm back to me, minus some like pain every now and again. But again, it's, I don't know, it's tolerable. I just don't want more and more and more happening. So from my house to yours, have a beautiful night. Let me know if you know anyone or you yourself had a laminectomy. I think I'm saying it correctly. But again, 6 months today from ACDF surgery of C4 to C7. And overall, I believe it was a success, minus whatever is recently going on, but I know there's limitations to certain things, so no hard feelings, I guess. But if you need anything, send me a message. And I guess just keep in touch, and I'll let you guys know what the doctor says and any other research that I have from maybe Johns Hopkins. And I'm trying to think of like anything else. I love my bed. Yeah, so I hope you guys are well and talk soon. Mwah.